So I'm gonna tell y'all about the time this girl was claiming the R word, right? So there's a little bit of a backstory. You had this one black dude, he was a junior sailor. They were both junior sailors, but she been in a little longer than him, right? His name Dub, a black dude. I'm just call him Dub. And she was a Latina, but she was like white passing, so she used to like play the fence a little bit. Some of the Mexican people didn't really rock with her, and I'm assuming it was because of that, right? So them two had beef because Dub told me, I'm finding out after the fact, Dub told me that she called him the N-word. But then she get out of it because she like, well, he said I could say it. And so when I questioned him about it, he was like, yeah, I did say, but she ain't use it how she is supposed to use it. And I'm like, see, you're an idiot. For one, nobody should be using the N-word. I get why you use it because you black, but you really shouldn't even be using it. You don't hear no other race calling each other by a derogatory word, except for black people. Let's keep it a buck. And then you want to go give an outsider, especially an outsider who don't even, she played double dutch with her own race because she white passing, right? So ever since then, them two had beef. I didn't really like the girl either, but I just made sure she stayed out my way. So anyway, we on duty, but she on restriction. And so she stuck on the ship anyway. I'm I guess you could say the most senior petty officer in the shop that day, right? But it's duty day, so ain't no work going on. We chilling, I'm watching movies or whatever the case. But I be off to myself, right? At some point that day, she walked in with this dude, and she went to try to go up to the 01 level. But when I saw her walking up there, she looked at me, and I looked at her. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, she finna go up there and smash dude. And then I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't care what that girl do. So she go up and come right back down with dude. So I guess he got spooked or she got spooked because I looked right at him. Because it was other people in the shop, but she looked at me for some reason to see if I was paying attention. So she came back in with him a little later, but it was like real quick. 1 or 2 minutes, they back down. So some time go by, I'm no longer in the shop. I leave the shop for a minute, a good little minute, maybe an hour or two or something like that. On top of that, I had to go do colors, right? Between the musters and then me making sure people where they supposed to be at, whatever, we gotta go clean the pier or something like that. So I'm gone a little minute. I come back in the shop, and she's in there, and then there's this other random dude, a CS, right? He's on restriction. I sit down at my computer, they both behind me, but like, it's kind of quiet. He leaves. As soon as he leaves, she's like, I don't feel comfortable with him around here. Telling me this. I said, you talking to me? She's like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable. I was the little dude right here. She was like, yeah. I said, all right, I'll make sure you stay out of here, right? I don't need no problems on my watch. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. I leave again, come back. Nobody's in the shop, but the little CS cat come in. I guess he come in looking for her, but she ain't in there. So he come up to me. He was like, hey, man, just stay away from her, man. she was up there getting busy with old boy, whatever. He just said something like that. He was like, but I think she ain't right, dog. You gotta be careful with her, bro. And so I was like, oh, all right. So I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, that's why she said she don't like him around, because I guess dude was trying to get some. I heard she was loose like that too, but I would never bring it up because I wasn't there when none of my business. You know what I'm saying? So then some more time go by, I go to another muster, but then I do some violating shit. I go get some food, but I go get food where I wasn't supposed to get food because I'm on duty. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but that's what happened, right? So I get ghost for a little minute. I come back on, and I'm like passing out food to people who wanted food. The first person I passed out food to, he like, yo, what's going on in your shop? He was a first class. He like, what's going on in your shop? I don't know what you're talking about. In the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, so something done popped off with that girl. So immediately I go in the studio. I'm like, what you mean? He like, man, they secured the 01. As soon as he said secured the 01, I said, oh, she got busted smashing old boy. So I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, I know he know more, but he trying to see what I know. And I need him to know that I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And in reality, I didn't know anything because I wasn't there to see it. But then, while I'm not there to see it, I might incriminate myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. I said, I'll go check. So I walk over to the shop, and the inmates are there. They got it blocked off. So I see one of my other partners, and I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? He was like, oh girl got caught up there smashing old boy. I said, oh yeah, who called him? He was like, Doug. I'm like, so what? So why they close it down if he called him? He went and snitched. He said not only did he snitch, he got her on camera. And so I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, I'm like, did you see the video? He like, nah, but old boy told me pretty much, because the lights up there didn't work. They were broke. The switch to the lights were broke. So it'd be real dark up there. So they saying pretty much he knew he was watching her. He was tracking her movement, and he knew she went up there with that dude when I was gone. So he snuck up there too, and he got her on camera on top of dude riding, right? But I guess she may have heard him or something, 'cause they say you could tell that she like looked back or something like that. And that's when he like tried to back up out of there. But he went right down to security and reported her. 'Cause you ain't supposed to be having sex nowhere on the ship, right? So I'm like, dang, man. So now I'm like, man, they finna come question me, man. I'm like, they gonna be like, where were you? I'm taking it to the grave. I'm like, y'all got to pull video proof on me to know where I was at. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the shop, but I ain't gonna tell you where I was at, because then I end up losing rank behind it, right? So we out there in the hangar bay talking about it, and I see some civilian walk on with like a briefcase, and he had like this crazy huge Superman badge. I was like, yo, what the? And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, who is this dude? Like, I'm like, I know he here for this. Because if somebody claiming the R word, they shutting it down up there. I don't know if they taking samples, taking pictures, trying to look for ripped clothes, or, you know what I'm saying, condoms or something. Ain't no telling what they're looking for up there, right? So I'm like, oh, man. And so I went down there by the dispatch office, and the door closed, and it's a sign saying investigation in process. I said, oh man, it's gonna get serious. So I'm like, yo, I can't go down for this, because I'm the senior petty. I'm the only one of my rank in that shop on that particular day because it was like a weekend. So I'm like, oh man, I'm going down, bro. So I'm like, I'm going down, but I maybe not going down. So then the next day, word get back, she claiming old boy R-word, the dude that she was creeping with. And she said it to get out of getting caught having sex, right? We couldn't, they told us this at Muscle. They ain't going into detail, but I know from people from the day prior, they saying what she went and said. Even the dude that she was messing with, sleeping with up there, he don't even know she was pinning a rape R charge on him, right? He don't even know. And we can't say nothing. And I see dude all the time, but I can't even tell him. I gotta just let the process rock out, right? And they knew she was lying because they had the footage already. That's number one. Number two, they questioned her, and she just blatantly was like, "Oh no, I was getting taken advantage of, blah blah, and I was scared to tell somebody. I'm the only female here, blah blah blah." I was like, yo. I'm like, they told me shorty would violate you. I'm like, she the type that'll give you something and then hold it over your head. She'll try to extort you or throw something on you to get out of something that she got going on. You know what I'm saying? And I always knew she was like that just from people, telling me learning things. You know what I'm saying? I had to check her one time because she's one of them real disrespectful type. I guess she never thought I'd check her, and I checked her, and then she just stayed away out from the shop. But yeah, so that was the time that shorty dude ended up going on restriction that she threw the R charge on, but he didn't go down for the R charge. He just went down from actually having sex. You know what I'm saying? Her, ain't nothing happened to her because the command was already sick of her. Because they knew if they threw it back on paper, it was just going to take longer to get rid of her. Because she already was getting processed out the Navy anyway. So she would do stuff to try to get kicked out sooner. But really, it would only hold up the process. And when she realized that, she just went wild with it. Like, she'll miss ship's movement, or she just won't even show up. I think she disappeared for like 20-something days. And I know it's like a certain amount of days that you can be gone UA, and the Navy will still pay you. And then when you hit that, they'll still pay you up to a certain day. She made sure she showed back up before that day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, she want that check. Because I'm like, she ain't got no money. And then come to find out, she was trying to ask people, can she come stay with them when she get kicked out? She ain't have everything planned out. And yet she was willing to tear people down in the process. But anyway, that's just a little story. If you on the ship and some girl that's promiscuous, stay away from that, because you never know what she would throw you under the bus to get out of. It's people like that in general on the boat, but typically, like, that's a road you don't want to go down, being accused of the R word. You know what I'm saying? Because she gave it up to you consensually, but then because y'all had a falling out or a disagreement or something, she gonna turn around and be like, well, if I don't get what I need out you, or just because I'm mad at you, oh, he assaulted me, or SA'd me, or whatever, R-worded me, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or touched me inappropriately without my permission. You know, you got to be real careful, you know what I'm saying, because it's common to hug people, shake hands, whatever, bump people on the shoulder, you know what I'm saying. I seen a dude go to mass for touching a woman on the shoulder. You know, that's and even other women vouched for him. They was like, they saw the whole thing. It was like he just touched her shoulder and told her something, but because he didn't grant her permission, I mean, she didn't grant him permission to do that. Restriction, buddy. So anyway, that's my story time for the day. I'm out. You know, I might come back with some more stories. That rabbit hole gets a little deeper with her, but that's pretty much all you needed to know, and I'm out.